So most of my stuff is kind of like from a really dark place. I'm kind of like a feeler person, so I just like absorb everything. But this piece is a little bit more hopeful. I think, we've all been through so much as a collective, personally, globally, and all our pain is different, but there's this universal thread of just humanity. And part of the revolution, at least, is with love and with joy and with holding on to like what's still sacred and with what connects us all, no matter who we are, where we're from, where we're going, just this like internal sense of life among all the death. And there's so much like art that runs through me. I create in a lot of different ways, but I also find it hard to just like bring it out to the world. And recently I've just been thinking about the idea that like God really wants to like manifest like through us, and when we hold ourselves in like the shame and the fear and closing up, it's almost like just like holding God in a small way. And I want to just like allow God to run through me, run through us in all the beautiful, unique ways that we have. So, and this piece is dedicated to my grandmother, who's not here anymore, but she was a very dramatic and a woman who appreciated art and poetry no matter all the trials and stuff that she went through in her life. And I sometimes like feel her presence with me as I speak poetry. Okay. They've told me always to remember the dead, to light a candle, to stand at the grave, to whisper a prayer, to speak to grandmothers. I want to remember the living, to remember my bones in a world that pegs me to forget, to liberate my breath from breathing. I want to hear the world calling to be found as the lost children inside me return home. Can you justify the darkness without offering something in return? If the sorrow will be nurtured in a vase on God's table, I want to be the flower. Telling exile all the leaving will oppose what is heaving, that somewhere in this broken world we've considered to stop dying, to offer an intimacy to the closing, to say to earth, you are a vessel, and I am too, and so are you, and how does God look running through us? I will tether myself to death, so belonging to its hold that it becomes my mother. Or do I thrust into soil, leaving my soul on the wall, a smudge, a remark, a word, something for another year, another time, another people, as time carries on after my body is gone? Can you hear the grief streaking earth, the everything that keeps us hollow, the windows that sever? But where is our sound as the world waits for us to leave our shoes by the bush, to watch the world burn, to burn with it entirely, to leave generations with the shocking memoir of our life that we've lived, stripping down the garments until the soul is vast, aghast at the strength it has to be. I want to remember the dead. After this story I'm still writing, I will light a candle, I will taste salt on my mouth and laugh inside the cinema of earth. I will carry a broken city on my shoulders, and still I will only bleed until this womb has not forsaken the child I was before all this birth. I want you to see the sky must be vulnerable for a single star to be. The universe wants you like a dark obsession, like it will crawl into your bones and tell you to remember the dead. Remember them until you begin remembering yourself. And the forest will turn a choir as you screech your soul into this crushing world.